Hey, what's going on? As I want to do a little intro on the motor setup, or the front end of the car on the 74. As you can see, we got the scoop, and for me to get this scoop to work and for these to start moving back and forth, I had to put a little rubber piece of holes in there with some washers for it don't rub or nothing, and then that way I can get it to move slowly without having to tighten it just for these won't slide. I got the regular setup that came with it. I got aftermarket bracket so I can get all my leverage and have all my cables tight. This is the 700 R4 kickdown cable, and I use that to kind of like measure it out to make sure it's even. The carburetor is a 750. It's a vacuum secondary. The reason I wanted the vacuum is engines are pump, so for my performance I want with a setup that I can get as much airflow as possible. This is why I have the 4-inch extension on top of the high-rise intake, which is a gap which I smoothed out the center so everything could kind of be distributed a little bit evenly. Well, you know about the distributor. That's the 65K. I'm using regular spark plug wires. I'm not a firm believer, I might be wrong, but since I can get lifetime warranty on these spark plugs, I'm going to keep the regular ones. I don't think I need anything more. It might have a lot of horsepower, but I'm not planning on really tearing it up and down like that. It's just really a show car that I built for me and my son for when we go to the tracks or car shows, etc. I just wrapped these headers, make sure everything stays cool. I'm also gonna finish lining them or zip tying these wires up just to make sure they stay cool too. I never had a problem with overheating, but I just wanted to be on the safe side and clear them up since these look real kind of rusty because they're the metal ones. I wish I got the stainless steel. I think they're a little more superior in quality and class and show. Alright, as y'all can see, I have dual alternators. I think the more spark I can get to this engine and charge my batteries and all that I have a happy lifetime on this thing, because I can get all my fire. I want all the smoke. Okay, I've also installed the evac system on the exhaust, as well as the Y2 band, just so I can tune this carburetor right, dial them in right as possible or as close as possible. The way I have it is this one is going to the catch can with I think those are N and 8 holes that I have those, and then I have this one. Well, let me take this back. This is going to the exhaust. This is going for the suction. So This is the in, and that's the out. So this will be flowing out, taking all the hot air and the air pressure going out. And that breather over there, I have set up underneath there as the original setup that small block has it routing. So it always get the cool. So it's gonna get the cool air rushing in from the scoop. I also have it electric choke on this. I never have no problem cranking it with the fuel pump that I have. It reaches it fast enough so as soon as I turn the key, it's boom. I also plugged this because this was going here, so the air would get sucked in there, but now it's going in there and I get to get my clean combustions. And this is the passenger side of the header wrap, just in case anybody was curious how it looked. I have my hose routed like this for the moment with the return with this setup, because this one didn't have a return on it. There's only an in and out and a gauge. So I'm planning on getting another one if I can get rid of the return line holes and shorten up the holes and clean up the bed low area. Alright, so I have my thermostat right there. That's at 180, which I also got the temp set at 185 to cut on with the fan, and 180 thermostat to have everything in sync. I have two fans and they both come on at the same time. Running off a relay. Alright. With the head jobs, I have them. These are the Vortex 962. I think that's right, or 062. I got the extra thick sealant. I think there was like 0.35 inches. I know they was kind of thick. I was running into issue that the rocker arm was hitting it a little bit, but lifting the valve covers up solved the issue, so I'm thankful for that. That was an easy fix. The gaskets were a little expensive though, but still worth it. So I have the 3EF rocker studs in there. I'm running 1.5 rocker arms. The cam, okay, so there's the cleanup with the ports, port match. Screw in studs when I said that. With the guide, rocker guide, push rod stud guys, and the 1.5s. And I also have the LS6 springs on there that can take, I think it's 560 lift or 580. I forget the brand. It's Brian Thomas or Brian Dooley, one or two. So I have that in there. So I have all the clearance for safe travel with the setup. My cam, it's kind of a mystery. When I got the engine bricked in, I just wanted him to do that part, to break it in so I don't damage the cam or wipe this lobe. So I got someone to professionally break the cam in, and I wasn't worried about it because I was gonna get a different one later on, but at that time I didn't even have the springs set up, so I couldn't tolerate high lift. But now I'm good for the 560, but I'm gonna do it like 520 cam. I think I'm about to go working with. So that's about it with the front. The brackets, the serpentine setup off original small block setup. I just used modified this one, which was for the compressor, to fit the second one. And I think they're the ADD, so I believe my first one is rated at 240. The one on the driver's side is rated at 140 or 120, one or two. But you know, that's good, clean power for me, because one's for the music and the battery. Well, they both hook up in parallel, so they just get the job done. But I have no problem with power at all. The front, all right, here we go. So I have the grill off because I'm working on cleaning up the front, so it can at least look a little decent when I'm riding in the summertime. These are the aftermarket, I think they're 5.8 headlight. I might be wrong, but I cleaned the bezel to get them shiny myself. The headlights are very, very bright. I like them. I can really see at night. The signal lights are orange. I have both of them hooked up. I got this little air horn right here for like $14. I caught it on clearance on Temu. Yes, I'm not ashamed. I shop at Temu. Sometimes they have good quality deals. You just gotta know what you want and know what you can tolerate. So my budget is cheap. I have a lot of kids, so I work on a budget. But it's decently loud, and for the price, I can't beat it. It was red, so I kind of spray painted it a little black, just because I don't want nobody to really see it, so I want it to be a little stealth. And by the way, the radiator is a 4-core, and with that 400 small block, since they said it was prone to have heating issues, I want to make sure I keep it cool. I don't like the electric water pumps, and I don't feel like getting a special bracket just to get all that on there, so everything's OG. You feel me? This is why I have my the black object is the return for the overflow. I'm working on rerouting that a little bit higher. I don't think it really works properly right now, but I really don't even need it because my car never gets hot. That is the transmission cooler. I have the transmission cooler on this, as well as running it through the radiator, and as well as a fan that's installed with the radiator relay right here. And I have the relay right there for the horn. So, and it also came, I had to also buy a special kit for the harness for the headlights as well, and that also came with 2 relays to install for each set of lights. This is my washer fluid, so I can have those when it's time to need it. You know, you can't be out there at night and your windows ain't clean. I'm getting old, vision getting hard to see. But these are aftermarket lights, the LEDs, so when I turn on my night lights at night, they light up. So I kind of like that feature. I'm also about to install these a little bit under, so if I do go to a car show after I wipe it down and clean everything up, I can have visual of the inside and inspect, or if I am troubleshooting something at night, I can really see. And this is the little toggle, so once I pop up, it will come on. So boom, this is the hole that I cut it for the scoop. I think I get pretty good, so it fits just how it's supposed to fit, nice and snug. This is my vacuum for the brakes. I made a little special bracket. It doesn't vibrate, it's very quiet. I'm working on getting a can to see how it works. I just installed it, so I can't really do a brake comparison, but you know, I just want to make sure when I do get my bigger can that I'm going to always have the vacuum that I need. I don't really think I'm going to need a air filter for the water, could not be in the air on this, but we'll see in the future. But I also want to get a pressure gauge so I can always see how much vacuum is on the diaphragm of the brake booster. Alrighty. And just a little note, for my 700 R4, I made sure that I went underneath and made sure it was barely touching the plunger, and I tightened this. I made a mark right here, and I made a mark in the back to identify where it's always supposed to be at. Even if this moves, I know that it's going to be right when I set that up, because you do not want that to burn up your 3/4 clutch pack. Alright, so that's the review on the inside. And somebody please tell me I can get the chrome ones. These the diamond plate one would be good too. I like that style, and that'll fit my aluminum, so somebody let me know. This is, if anybody was wondering, that is my loudspeaker. So if I see one of them little girls, you see what I'm saying, on the side of the road, who just looking a little hard, I can talk to them, tell them, pull over, that ass too fat. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's for fun and jokes. That was like $12 as well. A little stupid shit. I just like gadgets, and that's what we do. I'm also working on trying to put a little heat frost pad on my windshield so I can have defrost at night. But yeah, to be continued.